today I will be discussing and showing off my collection of records by The Jam. But before I get to that, I would just like to say I recently passed 100 subscribers, so I'd like to thank everyone who has subscribed and watched. I appreciate it. And that being said, if you do like this, enjoy what I do here, please like and subscribe because it really helps build my channel, and that's really appreciated. That being said, let's move into the video. So The Jam was Paul Weller, Bruce Foxton, and Rick Buckner. There was a couple members before that, but that would be the classic lineup. Formed in '72. First album was In the City, that came out in '77. I do not have that yet, but I will in time. But the second record, which I do own, is This Is the Modern World. And that is this right here. This is the Modern World with the cool sweaters and the arrows. And yeah, there's the back there. I've had this for probably 30 years. It's on the Polydor label here. This is Canadian pressing, black vinyl, but it is amazing. Probably my favorite record, I believe, of The Jam. I think this is my favorite one. It's got songs like The Modern World, All Around the World. Has a great cover of In the Midnight Hour. And yeah, it's a great, actually I love that shot in the back. If you look at Bruce Foxton jumping in the air like that, that's pretty cool, pretty awesome. But yeah, this was a great, sort of, I mean, they were kind of like mod punk type thing, and this album really exemplifies that. I think it really set the tone, I think, for what they were doing. Next up was actually All Mod Cons, was the next record. I do have that on CD somewhere, but I do not have the vinyl, so I would like to get that on vinyl, but I'm happy I have the CD. I just don't know where it is right now. Next up, they put out Setting Suns, and that's this one right here. There's the back. It's funny how the back and the front really don't match, aside from maybe the frame of it. How you look at the front kind of image and the back, it's quite a different thing, So here we are. This is pretty much the same. I mean, red Polydor label. Smithers Jones was one of the songs on here. I think it's got Eaton Rifles on it, isn't it? Can't even see here. Yeah, Eaton Rifles was one of the singles on here. So, one of the 18 singles they actually put out. Not from this record, but in total. So that's Setting Suns. That was a great record. Still has the similar influences or similar sounds to This Is the Modern World and All Mod Cons, I think, but it was kind of moving also a little towards the style they were moving towards, and they achieved that a little bit more with their next record, which was Sound Effects, right here. They're a little less punk, I think, when they got to this point. This has some, again, grays. Actually, you can see the inner sleeve is pretty cool, right there. Yeah, there's the drummer, Rick Buckner, on the bottom there. Interesting that they would use his picture only. Well, I guess there's other pictures here. Is it all him? Strangely, it seems to be mostly pictures of Rick Buckner. But anyway, I mean, this has, again, same label. They all look the same. But this has Start, Pretty Green, That's Entertainment. Those were all, especially in particular, I think That's Entertainment was the bigger single on this. I mean, it's one of their more well-known songs. I remember a quite good cover version that was done by the Wonder Stuff, yeah, and it was pretty awesome. And that is sound effects. And next up is The Gift, which is their final studio album. This right here, you can see the back cover. This is the album that featured a town called Malice. This is interesting. So this is actually on a white label. You can see there, black vinyl. Yeah, this one, Town Called Malice, which I mean is one of their bigger songs. One of my favorite songs of theirs, but always a song I kind of equated it with being their biggest hit. But I guess apparently, according to what I was looking at, one of their top selling singles or highest charting singles is Just Who Is the 5 O'Clock Hero, which is also on this record. And I guess I was sort of surprised to see that. There was another track. One of the earlier singles was also tied for the highest charting, but I can't remember what song it was. But either way, yeah, that was interesting to learn, though. That I always would have thought The Town Called Malice would have been their biggest hit. But so that's that. The Jam. That's not that. That's the end of the studio records. Now I'll go into this. I got this for nothing, so I'm not going to complain about the condition. This is their live record. As you can look at the side, it's pretty chewed up on the spine, so that's pretty nasty looking. But again, I somehow inherited this, I think, or I got it for free somehow, so I'm not going to complain. Called Dig the New Breed. It's a live record. Backside has some notations from all the Mad members with their signatures. And actually it's a pretty cool looking label too, if you look at that. It's one of the only ones of theirs, the only one I have of theirs that has kind of a unique looking picture label, as opposed to all their other ones, which are either red or black polydors. So this is pretty good. Looks pretty good set list. Pretty much has everything. All the big ones you would expect to hear in a live show from them. This was, I'm not sure when this was recorded though. I think this was recorded in different shows over the years, and they just put them all together into one record. So anyway, that's that, and that's also quite good. The other two things I have to show off were a couple of their last singles. I have the 12-inch singles of these last couple things. This is The Bitterest Pill I Ever Had to Swallow, backed with Pity Poor Alfie and Fever. This is actually I believe this is one of my only, if possibly my only UK pressing of their stuff. Everything else I have of theirs was Canadian pressing, so this is kind of neat. Yeah. So that's a good tune. Bitter Spell I've Ever Had to Swallow was quite a good tune. Finally, at least in the 12-inch variety of records, is a 5-song EP. This is Beat Surrender. This is their final release, I believe. At least it was their final 12-inch release. They may have put out singles after, but I don't think so. And actually, it's kind of interesting because if you look at the back, it shows all their studio albums there. Actually, and it's not just their studio albums. That's also Dig the New Breed is on there, and there's another one there. I don't know what that one is. Anyway, eight records listed there. So, and this has kind of a cool label too, a white label but with a logo of sorts. And there's that. That's pretty cool. So that was it. That was the last of those. I do have a couple of 7-inch singles though, so I'm going to show those off as well. I think I like these even better than the records. Just as far as having them in my possession, as far as collectible items. This is all around the world, 7-inch single, UK pressing, backed with Carnaby Street. If you look at that, there you go. That's show this off. If you look close, you can see they got a bit of their own logo on there for the Jam, and then on the back side here. So that's a nice item to have. And the last thing I'm going to show here is the Eaton Rifles single. I believe this one is actually oh no, it's UK. This is also UK press. With the sleeve, I thought it might have been a Canadian or American pressing, but no, apparently not. So this features Seesaw as the back, the B-side. Yeah, and as soon as you look at the record, you can kind of tell it's looks like a UK pressing. So Polydor UK. There we go. That's on. And that is all of my records by the Jam. After they broke up, Paul Weller went on to form the Style Council, which I also have quite a bit of. At some point I'll probably do a video showing off that stuff. I don't have any of his solo records, but I'd like to fix that someday. Check out some of that stuff. So anyway, that's it for that. That's my collection of records by the Jam. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone's having a good New Year. I appreciate everyone who watches and supports and subscribes. So everyone, I hope you have a good week, and I will talk to you next time.